Have you ever wondered why vast stretches of America feel so empty, with tiny towns dotting endless forests and mountains, but barely any black folks calling them home? Today, we're diving into the top 10 states that black Americans tend to steer clear of, and the real reasons behind it, from freezing winters and job droughts to hidden histories of exclusion. These places might look peaceful on a map, but they hold stories of tough choices and missed chances. Stick around till the end for the number one shocker. If this sparks your curiosity, smash that like button, subscribe for more eye-opening US tales, and drop your thoughts in the comments. What state surprises you most? Share with a friend who loves geography. Let's uncover why half of America stays so quiet. Number 10. Alaska. Imagine chasing adventure to the edge of the world, where the sun barely sets in summer and nights stretch forever in winter. Alaska calls to dreamers with its wild rivers, towering glaciers, and midnight hikes under the northern lights. But for many black folks, this frozen frontier feels more like a lonely outpost than a fresh start. Back in the day, when gold rushes pulled crowds north, harsh laws kept African Americans from claiming land or building lives here, echoing old Western rules that shut out non-whites from owning property. Fast forward, and Alaska's black population hovers at just 3%, mostly tied to military bases like Elmendorf and Anchorage, where service members bring a touch of diversity. Why the avoidance? The brutal cold bites harder than anywhere else. Think minus 50 degrees, where frostbite sneaks in minutes. Jobs? Sure, fishing and oil pay well, but they're seasonal and isolated, far from the urban buzz where black communities thrive with soul food spots, churches, and family networks. High living costs eat up wages, groceries fly in by plane, jacking prices sky high. And let's talk isolation. The nearest big city might be a puddle jump away, leaving you craving that sense of belonging. Racism simmers too, subtle stares in small towns where folks aren't used to seeing black faces daily. Yet, some pioneers made it, like the Buffalo Soldiers who guarded trails in the 1800s. Today, black Alaskans build quietly, running businesses in Juneau or teaching in Fairbanks. But for most, the pull of warmer connected spots wins out. Alaska's beauty dazzles, but its emptiness whispers a warning. Adventure here demands a thick skin in more ways than one. Number 9. West Virginia. Picture winding roads through misty Appalachian hills, where coal mines carve deep scars and fiddles sing at family porches. West Virginia charms with its rugged heart. Think whitewater rapids on the New River and fall leaves painting the valley's gold. But beneath that folksy warmth, black families have long felt the chill of hard times. Once, during the coal boom, African Americans flocked here for work, making up 8% of the population in the 1940s. Now, it's dipped to about 3% as mines closed and jobs vanished, hollowing out towns like ghosts. Why do black folks skip this mountain state? Economic woes hit hardest. Poverty clings like fog, with black unemployment double the national average and incomes lagging far behind whites. Health gaps widen too. Heart disease and strokes strike black residents more fiercely, tied to stress and scarce doctors in rural hollers. History plays a part. Slavery's shadow lingered, with segregated schools and voting blocks until the 1960s. Racism? It's there, in whispers and uneven justice, making outsiders wary despite kind neighbors. The terrain isolates. Twisty drives to the nearest store, no big cities pulsing with culture. Black culture struggles to root. Few barbershops or festivals mean seeking community means long trips to Pittsburgh. Yet, resilience shines. Black West Virginians lead in Charleston, preserving jazz heritage from mine town days. For many though, the call of brighter economies in nearby Ohio or DC echoes louder. West Virginia's empty hills hold beauty and heartbreak, a place where nature soothes, but survival tests the soul. Number 8. Maine. Envision lobster boats bobbing in foggy harbors, pine forests whispering secrets, and rocky shores where waves crash like old friends. Maine lures with its salty air and quiet trails. Hiking Acadia National Park feels like stepping into a postcard. But for black Americans, this down east gem often stays just a vacation spot, not home. With blacks at under 2% of the population, it's one of America's whitest states, a fact tied to its sleepy, rural vibe. Why the dodge? Harsh winters bury roads in snow, and the economy leans on tourism and fishing, good for summer cash, but slim pickings year-round for steady jobs. No major industries pulled black migrants like factories did elsewhere. Instead, history kept doors shut, with exclusionary laws in early settlements. Isolation amplifies it. Portland's the biggest city, but even there, black folks report feeling like outsiders, facing subtle biases in hiring or policing. Diversity's low, so building a support network means starting from scratch. No lively churches or hair salons on every corner. COVID hit hard too, exposing gaps. Black Mainers face the worst racial death disparities nationwide, from crowded housing and frontline risks. Still, progress brews, recent wage hikes, and strong labor markets lift black families, with more moving to Bangor for education. Black-owned spots like Portland's soul food trucks add flavor. But for most, Maine's charm fades against the pull of connected, warmer East Coast hubs. It's a state of stunning solitude, where the sea sings, but echoes of welcome are faint. Number 7. New Hampshire. Think crisp autumn drives past covered bridges, lakeside cabins glowing at dusk, and the White Mountains standing tall like ancient guardians. New Hampshire enchants with live free or die spirit. Hiking Franconia Notch or skiing Bretton Woods screams freedom. Yet, black residents make up only 2%, turning this granite state into a sea of sameness. What's keeping folks away? The cold snaps your bones, with blizzards shutting down life for weeks, and jobs cluster in tech or tourism, but not enough for broad appeal. Historically, northern New England's rocky soil and tough farming deterred migrations that built black communities elsewhere. Racism lurks quietly. Low diversity means microaggressions sting more, like being the only black face at town meetings. Economic divides persist. Black poverty rates top 20%, twice the white average, with fewer chances in rural spots. Manchester offers urban edges, but even there, cultural voids ache. No big HBCU networks or vibrant festivals. Proximity to Boston Temps, but crossing state lines for community feels like settling for less. Positives? It's progressive. Vermont neighbors share low inequality scores, and black granite staters thrive in arts, like poets in Portsmouth. Efforts grow, welcoming immigrants to fill farms. Still, for many black families, New Hampshire's empty trails symbolize untaken paths, beautiful, but begging for more voices to fill the air. Number 6. Idaho. Visualize potato fields rolling like green waves, hot springs bubbling in the desert, and Sun Valley's slopes blanketed in powder. Idaho beckons with outdoor bliss. Rafting the Salmon River or stargazing in craters of the moon feels magical. But black Idahoans number just 1%, a whisper in the gem state's vastness. Why the sidestep? Conservative roots run deep, with historical land bans echoing from pioneer days, blocking black settlers. Economy's agriculture and tech heavy, but Boise's the hub. Rural spots offer little beyond farms, where harsh weather and isolation grind. Racism flares. Reports of stares and slurs in small towns make newcomers pause, especially with low diversity amplifying differences. Black communities cluster near military bases, but elsewhere, finding braiders or churches means drives across states. Poverty hits black families harder, with unemployment spikes in off-seasons. Segregation lingers subtly, as one Reddit user noted moving from the south and feeling the sparseness like a cultural desert. Upsides exist. Black entrepreneurs in Boise build farms and cafes, drawing southern transplants. Idaho's wild heart beats strong, but its quiet corners remind why many choose crowded, colorful cities over solitary spuds. Number 5. South Dakota. See golden prairies swaying under big skies, Mount Rushmore's faces gazing eternally, and bison roaming badlands like time travelers. South Dakota stirs the soul with pioneer pride, camping at Custer State Park or tracing Crazy Horse Memorial whispers history. Yet, blacks form only 3% here, lost in the Corn Palace's crowds. Avoidance stems from roots. Early territories barred African Americans from land and juries, setting a sparse stage. Economy rides ag and tourism, but winters freeze jobs. Think blizzards stranding trucks on I-90. Racism concerns bubble. Forums buzz with black students from abroad fearing bias in spearfish. Diversity's thin, mostly near Ellsworth Air Force Base. Elsewhere, isolation breeds unease, with few cultural anchors like gospel choirs. Poverty and health woes plague black Dakotans more, from diabetes and food deserts to justice gaps. Native influences dominate over black, adding layers of otherness. Bright spots? Sioux Falls grows, with black-led nonprofits fighting inequities. For many, though, South Dakota's empty horizons stretch too wide. Better to chase opportunities in bustling Minneapolis than brave the buffalo shadow alone. Number 4. North Dakota. Envision endless wheat fields kissed by dawn, oil rigs humming in the west, and the Red River Valley's fertile hush. North Dakota captivates with northern lights dancing and Fargo's quirky charm. Ice fishing on Lake Sakakawea beats any thrill, but its black population, a mere 4%, fleeting as a prairie wind. Why pass it by? History's unkind. Rural North shunned black migrants with sundown laws, banning them after dark in towns. Oil booms brought temps, but busts chased them out. Jobs vanish like snowmelt. Freezing temps, 40 below, test endurance, and remoteness means hours to the next black-owned shop. Racism whispers, Quora tales speak of unwelcoming vibes, where urban liberals clash with rural holds. Communities scarce, military spots like Minot host most, but Bismarck feels alien. Economic rifts deepen, black unemployment soars amid white gains. Positives flicker, diversity pushes in colleges with African students adding rhythm. North Dakota's vast quiet holds promise, but for black hearts seeking roots, it's often just a map dot, not a home. Number 3. Montana. Dream of cowboy trails under big skies, Glacier National Park's icy peaks, and fly fishing in crystal streams. Montana's wild spirit, rodeos in Billings, huckleberry pies, feels like freedom unbound. Yet, blacks are 1% here, rarer than grizzlies. Avoidance traces to exclusion. Antebellum laws banned African Americans from land, juries, votes, stunting growth. Rural life dominates, ranching and mining pay, but winters howl isolation, with blizzards sealing valleys. Racism lingers. Neighbors like Wyoming share low diversity, breeding unease in one-horse towns. Black Montanans cluster in Great Falls bases, but Missoula's college scene fights voids with events. Poverty bites harder for blacks, tied to scarce services. History's Buffalo Soldiers patrolled, yet their legacy fades. Today, black artists reclaim space in Helena. Montana's empty plains enchant, but echo solitudes sting. Why trade vibrant streets for silent stars? Number 2, Vermont. Picture sugaring off in maple groves, Ben and Jerry's farms churning joy, and green mountains cloaked in emerald. Vermont woos with cozy villages, leaf peeping in Stowe, farm-to-table feasts in Burlington. But its black share? 2%, a leaf in the forest. Why the reluctance? Chilly climes and poor soil repelled early farmers, skipping black migrations. Economies tourism and small biz, but rural stretches lack jobs, pushing folks south. Progressive badge hides gaps. Black poverty nears 25%, with health and education lags. Low diversity means standing out. Subtle biases in progressive bubbles. Montpelier's tiny, so community hunts far. Yet, black Vermonters lead. Authors in Middlebury, activists in Brattleboro. Vermont's serene hollows soothe, but whisper of worlds left behind for fuller lives. Number 1, Wyoming. Finally, behold cowboy country at its purest, Yellowstone's geysers erupting, Cheyenne's frontier days alive in parades, and endless ranges where eagles soar. Wyoming's raw majesty, Jackson Hole's elk herds, Devil's Tower's mystic spire, defines untamed America. But here's the kicker. It boasts the tiniest black population, just 1% or 11,000 souls. Why top the avoidance list? History sealed it. Western bands ousted blacks from settling, leaving whites to claim the plains. Sparse as it gets, pop under 600,000 means isolation on steroids, with Casper's winds howling loneliness. Energy jobs boom, but busts hit hard. Winters bury ambition in snowdrifts. Racism? Quora calls it unwelcoming, with Stairs and Laramie amplifying otherness. Black Wyomingites huddle near bases, but cultural deserts parch. No jazz clubs, just echoes. Disparities sting. Higher poverty, sparser services. Legends like the Black 10th Cavalry rode here, yet their fire dims. Today, black ranchers persist in Sheridan. Wyoming's vast voids mesmerize, but scream why black dreams flock elsewhere, to crowded hearts over hollow horizons. Thanks for joining this journey through America's quiet corners. We've unpacked history, hurdles, and hidden gems. What surprised you most? Like if you learned something new, subscribe for more Real Talk explorations, and comment your take below. Share with friends. Let's keep the conversation going. See you next time.